What do watches and Christmas have in common? Stay tuned and find out. Welcome back to The Humble Horologist. I'm Anthony, and I'm glad that you're joining with me today, or evening, or whatever time of the day it is for you. I'm just happy that you're here. Today we're going to be talking about watches, but we're also going to be talking about Christmas. And why not? Christmas is just around the corner. I hope that you're ready. I hope that you've got all your shopping done if you do that kind of thing, or at least I hope Amazon has delivered everything on time. You've still got time to wrap stuff, but ordering it and getting it here, you might be out of luck. But speaking of luck, if you're lucky enough and you're one of the 125 subscribers that we are going to have very shortly, if not already, one of you at least, is going to win this Addy's Dive watch. I did a video on it earlier, but I just wanted to remind you that if you're one of the first 125 subscribers to this wonderful channel called The Humble Horologist, you are going to get this brand new, unworn watch in its box with its paperwork. In other words, a full kit. And you know what? That won't be the only giveaway. As a matter of fact, I've had some watches that have been donated to me from a friend in New Zealand, and we're going to be giving those watches away here before too long. At least it'll be after the first of the year, so I will share those details with you in future videos. So stay tuned and share this video and others with everybody you know. The more people we get subscribed, the more watches we give away, and the more fun we have. I want to ask a question. What do watches and Christmas have in common? Well, to begin with, I want to show you a verse from the Bible that is not the Christmas story per se, but something that has a lot more to do with time. But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Or as the New Living Translation puts it, but when the right time came, God sent his Son. So you see, there was a perfect time when Jesus was born. When Jesus Christ was born, it was not just like any other day. Many people will ask the question, what if Jesus was born today? Well, it would be hard for him to be born today and fulfill the prophecies that were mentioned in the Old Testament. We'll get to that in just a second. But what I want to do is give you 7 reasons why when Jesus was born, it came at the perfect time. The first thing is that there was great anticipation among the Jewish people. Roman rule had made them hungry for a Messiah. You see, there was no better time for a Messiah to come on the scene when the people were actually looking for a Messiah. Well, you could say, well, that means anybody could come along and claim that he was Messiah. Well, many people did, but none of them fulfilled all the requirements that the Messiah would have to have, the requirements that Jesus fulfilled in his birth. Secondly, Rome had unified much of the world under its government. Pax Romana was the word that was used to talk about the peace of Rome. You see, there was no better time in the world for a message to come and to spread than during the time of the peace of Rome. Rome had come along, yes, and had conquered many lands, but Rome had also done things that had not been done before. Because of Roman rule and because of the peace of Rome, travel was safe. Because of the roads that Rome had created, people could go back and forth from city to city and not have to worry about the bandits that usually had preyed on people as they traveled. A third reason why it was the perfect time for Jesus Christ to be born is that Rome had conquered militarily, Greece had conquered culturally, and there was a common language. You see, there were so many different languages in the world, but no other time in history up until that point was there a language that everybody understood, no matter where you went in the known world. And that was the language of Koine, or Common Greek. When the word came that the Messiah was born, when word came that Jesus had been born in Bethlehem, guess what? The word could spread and be understood by more people than ever before because of both the Roman rule and the Greek influence. Greek and Latin were languages that were spoken all over the world, so everybody could get the message. The fourth reason is that all the idols of the day had not been able to protect the people from Rome, and Greek philosophy had left many people empty. This was a perfect time for a Messiah to be born. The fifth reason that it was the perfect time for Jesus to be born was that the mystery religions of the day spoke of savior gods and bloody sacrifices, which would have made the gospel of the cross much more believable. The Greeks also believed in the immortality of the soul and not the body. The sixth reason is that the Roman military drafted soldiers from all over the territory. This is important to understand because the earliest example we have of the gospel in Britain is from Roman soldiers stationed there. And what is the seventh reason? Well, this is the cool one. It fulfilled prophecy. Yes, there was over 100 prophecies in the Old Testament that foretold the coming of a baby to be born in Bethlehem. And not only where he would be born and when, but who he would grow up to be and who he always was. I'm going to leave you a link to gotquestions.org where you can go for yourself and look at some of those prophecies, what they were, and how they were fulfilled. So does that answer the question? That's how watches and Christmas have something in common. Thank you for watching. I hope that this was enjoyable. I hope that it caused you to think about some things, and I hope that it was informative, maybe even in a fun way. So I hope to see you next week, but until then, remember, watches are replaceable, but time is not. Have a Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas indeed.